स्वाहा माता, मैया जय स्वाहा माता। तुम अग्नि की शक्ति, तुम अग्नि की शक्ति, तुम सच्ची माता। ओम जय स्वाहा माता।
Look, Sringi Rishi qualified. They began to make the offerings, and the devotees, fire blazing, wonderful. And then something happened. What happened? With great devotions, you see, the sages of like mind, not mind distracted. And I won't want to go into all that. Sometimes, you have your Srota sitting on through puja, and the Srota is very concerned, and rightly so. If accommodation, everybody okay, if a power go, if everything okay, you're worried, you're stressed out. Yeah, you can't focus too much. This is perhaps the reason why when the sages who perform the yag of like mind, when they performed it, the energy is there, the vibrations are there. Nothing could go wrong. Whatever happens otherwise is not a concern. All see about that. We seen about this. We seen about this. Yeah. So devotees, when it functions like that, then what happens? Miracles, as we call them. Fire blazing. But all of a sudden, out of those wonderful flames, there appeared what we call Agindevta, divine force from the fire personified itself. Devotees, brilliant reflection. Smilingly, this Agindev appeared, a container in his hand. What happened?
वशिष्ठ कछु हृदय विचारा, सकल काज सिद्ध तुम्हारा। यह विवाद देहु निपजाई, यथा योग्य जेहि भाग बनाई। यह विवाद देहु निपजाई, यथा योग्य जेहि भाग बनाई। भाग बनाई रमा, भाग बनाई।
जो वशिष्ठ कछु हृदय विचारा, सकल काज भाग सिद्ध तुम्हारा. Again spoke. Everybody around heard. Oh Raja, whatever your guru had in mind for you, jo vasish kachu hriday vichara, not what you have in your mind. He said what your guru has in mind for you, sakala kaj bhasiddh tumhara, all will be fulfilled. What the guru had in mind. You see, the guru interceded on behalf of Dashrath, and so he knew what Dashrath wanted. So Dashrath actually surrendered to the guru, his power, as with Kalbhushan. When Kalbhushan got strapped, the guru interceded, and so Kalbhushan got blessings out of that. He gained liberation. So the guru had his power. Guru, again Devi said, what your guru has in mind for you will come to pass. Here, take this container, and O king, distribute it amongst your 3 queens as you see fit. Devotees, if we may want to put some substance for fertility, divine fertility. You know, people have fertility pills in today's world, right? When they cannot have children and so on. Way back in the past, the sages did the same thing, not with medicines, but through yajnas. And this was infallible. Whatever substance, what you see. So, this Agindev gave this to Raja Dashrath. Raja Dashrath, overjoyed.
पय दृश्य पावक भये सकलस भई समुधाय परमानंद मगन नृप हर्षन हृदय समय सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरण.
And so saying, devotees, तब अदृश्य पावक भय, again that form disappeared, and those wonderful dancing flames were there, dancing as if to signify success, rejoicing, celebration, fruition. Having spoken like this for the whole assembly to hear, again disappeared. Paramanand Magan Nripa, and that king devotee is Paramanand, a state of supreme blissfulness, ecstasy. He couldn't contain his ecstasy. The body quivered. His eyes glistened with tears. The hair in the body was bristling with ecstasy. The king devotee is overjoyed. Today I'm going to see the beginning of the fruition of my sacrifices and my desires coming to fulfillment. Devotees, he had to distribute the kheer among the three queens. How did he do it?
तब राऊ प्रिय नारी दुल्हाई तब राऊ प्रिय नारी दुल्हाई कौशल्यादि चाह चली आई. अर्धभाग कौशल्य दीना उभय भाग याते कर कीन्हा आधे कर कीन्हा राम आधे कर कीन्हा उभय भाग आधे कर कीन्हा.
तब ही राव प्रिय नारी बुलाई. Then Dashrath summoned his three queens. Kaushalya Mata, Kaikeyi Mata, Sumitra taha chali aayi. They all came to him. How Dashrath distributed this kheer, devotees? Half, ardhavag, Kaushalhi Dina. He gave half to Kaushalya. Ubhaya bhag, adhe kar kinha. What is left, he divided into half. So he had two pieces. Kaikeyi kahasu nipadayahu. One of the quarters, so to speak, if you do mathematically, half divided by 2 is quarter. He gave that to Kaikeyi. And Rahu se ubhai bhag puni bhayo. And the rest that was remained, again, divided into 2 parts. So mathematically, you have 2 pieces, 1 each. Right, child? 1 each. So, what he did, Kaushalya Kaikeyi hath dhari. He placed a piece, 1 piece in Kaushalya's hand, Kaikeyi's hand, as if it was with their blessings that these 2 pieces were given to Sumitra. So the final queen, she got 2 pieces, but 1 each. So mathematically, Kaushalya got half, Kaikeyi got a quarter, and Sumitra got 2 pieces, 1 each. The entire kheer was distributed. Now devotees, I didn't read this katha a very, very long time, so I just want to make a little point here again. I have heard way back in the past one Baba saying, and many people say it afterwards, that while they were distributing this kheer, or whatever it was, a bird was passing. And the bird decided to duck down that same point in time and pick up some of the kheer and fly away in the forest. And it so happened incidentally at that point in time, Anjani was with her mouth open, facing upwards, and the kheer fell inside her mouth. And so what did people say? So Hanuman was born. So Hanuman is Sri Ram brother. Now I don't know where people get this foolishness from, Yeah? I just thought I'd mention it. If you never heard it, forget you heard it. Right? If you can. Yeah? Hanumanji devotees, Shankar Suvan Keshari Nandan. Yeah. Hanuman is Shiva Ans. Sri Ram, Vishnu Ans. Yeah, they are different. So, just bear that in mind. Now, devotees, what I'm going to say to you may not recall everything or retain everything. But I just want to show you, anybody ever asked the question, and I've asked the question many times, why Kaushila was given half? Why a quarter? Why a 1/8 each? Why this kind of subdivision? There has to be a reason, Nothing happens by guess. So, as I said, you mightn't retain everything, but I'm going to give you an explanation. Notice what I'm saying. An explanation, not the explanation. Nobody could say the explanation. See, Ram devotee is half. And I have mentioned this over and over. 1/2. 1, the numerator in all is 1. The denominator is different. Numerator is Brahm. We, down in the earthly plane, if you want to consider us, we are the denominator, we underneath. We have to go to become one with him. 1/2. When Lord manifests Sri Ram, he manifests with two what we call lakshan, two attitudes. One is called tatas lakshan, one is called swarup lakshan. Tatas lakshan is when he behaves like a man amongst men. And swarup lakshan is when he behaves like divinity in human form. 1/2. All of us, do you realize that we are matter and spirit? Now when I say spirit, I don't mean zombie. Divine, Atma. We are similar. We have two lakshan, all of us. Tatas and Swarup. But most of us, tatas lakshan. I am the body. I am not Atma. And the objective is to understand who you are. There are times you behave like this, but the objective is to rise to Swarup lakshan, your true disposition, which is divinity. Aham Brahmasmi. See, Ram came upon earth, assuming a form, going through the forest of the whole process to show us, to point out to us the journey man should go in. If all you think Rama and Sri Ram just come to kill Ravan and go back, that is laziness, Everything in the Ramayana tells us it's a blueprint for our lives. What we need to, that's why last night I said, I don't like people put the book on their head and walk all about. I like you put the book inside your head. Try to understand the teachings of Ramayana. Yeah, and live it. That is the key. So devotees, that first thing, Ram hai Atma, Atma hai Ram. We keep saying that over and over. Ram is Atma. But Ram is Tatas Lakshan, Swarup Lakshan, which is the story of every one of us. So we need to go beyond Tatas Lakshan to Swarup Lakshan. This is ultimate objective. The four brothers devotees, you're going to hear they were born. Sri Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan, we know that. There are different interpretations. Sri Ram represents Gyan Yog. Gyan Yog. Bharat is Bhakti Yog. Lakshman, Dhyan Yog. Dhyan. And Shatrughan, Karam Yog. You notice last time when we say Vishwa Bharat, Jaki Sumranti Ripu Nasha. Nam Shatrughan Ved Prakasha. Shatrughan, Karma. He destroys enemies. This is the key here. Karma. Karma Yoga. Each one of these represent a pathway towards that ultimate objective. A pathway. So devotees, let's look at Bharat. So Sri Ram is Gyan Yoga. If you had the right Gyan, then you rise beyond Tatas Lakshan, come to Swarup Lakshan. Right? According to Gyandipak Katha, you untie that imaginary ligature that binds spirit to matter, and you're free. That is your objective. Alright? Now this might be hard to understand, but I'm putting it to you, try to think about it. You see? Try to think about it. And the problem I always run into, devotees, when I say these things, they're so simple for me, but so many people, it's so hard. Because you're not exposed to it. You're not exposed to it. I'm trying to create an awareness in your mind. Okay? Bharat, devotees, Bhakti, 1/4, quarter. If you follow how we are created, you have one Brahm, you have Purush, Prakriti, you have the Antahakaran. Antahakaran. And you come down, Gyan Indriyas, Karam Indriyas, etc. Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar, and Chit. You have to rise from Ahankar to Manas, to Buddhi, to Chit. You come to that kind of level. And Chit, Bharat is purify the Chit. state of bhakti. So a person can choose this pathway to go back to that state. Why birth is quarter? 1 out of 4. Alright? Lakshman is 1/8. He's Dhyan Yoga. Devi Bhagavad tells us Ashtang Yoga, Raj Yoga, Dhyan Yoga. Ashtang Yoga. 8 different types of yogic practices. 8 limbs of yoga. They will Lakshman represents his Dhyan. 8 limbs of yoga. So this pathway you can also choose. Asan. You have asan. Pranayam. You have pratyahar. Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. You have Yama, Niyam. 8. Ashtang Yoga. So 1/8. You can take these 8 pathways, practice Ashtang Yoga, and also wish to that same ultimate state, that 1, which is the common numerator. So they are different pathways. And Shatrughan devotees, karma. Karma. What is karma? We are all born by karma. We have what they call prarabdha karma, sanchit karma, agami karma. Prarabdha karma is part of sanchit karma, stored up karma, which makes us who we are, what we are today, what we are experiencing. But then, if I caught up like that, how am I going to be free? Here, Lakshmi Tantra tells us what you call Charanagati. Charanagati. 6 components of Charanagati. 6. Injunctions, prohibitions. Follow injunctions, avoid prohibitions. Believe in God, believe in none else but God. Humility and self-surrender. These 6 kind of actions, 6 components, plus these 2, 8. Karma itself, 8 components. Once you come to Sharanagati, you burn away all negativities. You're free. You're liberated. As we see, become empty of all karmas. For karmas are what bind us here. So Shatrugham, that is karma yoga. 1 out of 8, 1/8. This 8 part of action, so to speak. Sanchit karma, prarabdha karma, Sharanagati. Now, just understand how this is. Many people may not follow too much about these kind of things. Your devotees, you believe that if you pray only and just put in your lota, light in the and you're okay. It's more than that, plenty more than that. If it's so to reach God, you have some people 65 years open jail every morning, religiously, and they're still the same way. It's more than that. You have to get an understanding as to what you're doing. And you choose a pathway suitable to you. You choose a pathway. Bhagavan says, how you come to me, so I come to you. If I choose bhakti, he comes to me. If I choose jnana, he comes to me. If I choose jnana, whichever pathway I choose. But we have a choice, all of us, depending upon our empowerment. And this is what this whole thing symbolizes here. An explanation. If I want to find any other one, tell me. You don't get explanations like this so easily. No. So devotees is a rationale. None of these things happen by guess. And I won't take it much further. Dashrath, the 10 senses, the 3 queens, the 3 gunas. Why Dashrath and Kaushalya will have Ram? Dhyan Yoga, and why Karam Yoga, etc. Each one will be gun. I won't take you all apart, but that's plenty. I just point out to you one more thing. We are going to read of manifestation, Lord manifesting. There are different types of manifestation. And here we are going to hear, I'm going to wrap it up, that these are the 3 queens. They had 4 sons. There are different types of manifestation. The first is called Gun Avatar. Now many people have been hearing Sai Baba is a manifestation. And at the passing of time, this one is a manifestation. They're right, but the understanding is wrong. Let me point out to you what I mean. First 3 manifestations, Gun Avatar. There is Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic Prakriti. 3 gunas. Infinite Brahm, as I explained last night. Rama Brahm Paramarthi Rupa. Infinite. When that Brahm infinite identifies with Sattvic Prakriti, we get Vishnu Bhagavan. So we have a form. So Vishnu Bhagavan is Brahm identifying with Sattva, that gun of Sattva. When you have that same Brahm identifying with Rajasic Prakriti, you have Brahma. Brahma is not Brahm. Brahm is Brahm, infinite. Brahma is Brahm identifying, is conditioned Brahm. Brahm identifying with Rajas Prakriti. And when that Brahm identifies with Tamas Prakriti, you have Shiva. So this is why we say, in a sense, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are no different, except that the gun that dominates at that point in time. They call this Gun Avatar, and you have only 3. You can have more than 3. Then there's Vyuh Avatar. If I spell it in English for you, Vyuh. Me I say not few, I say view. I don't talk too good sometimes. So view avatar, you have four. Four. Sri Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughn. Balaram, Krishna, Anirudh and Pradyumna. Four. These are the same four. No more than four. Then you have Leela avatar. Bhagavad Mahapuran gives us 23. Some people say 24 check in Buddha. Some do check Buddha. Then there is Ansh avatar. There is Kala avatar. Ansh Kala avatar. What that means? Ansh. Each of us. Ishwar Ansh Jiva Vinashi. It is in this context, each of us is a manifestation. Because Ishwar Ansh Jiva Vinashi. Aham Brahmasmi. I'm a particle fragment of the divine. And in this context, people like Sai Baba and others, they can claim to be manifestations. All of us can claim to be manifestations. You have to understand the philosophy. Kala avatar, Ansh Kala avatar. Devotees, different type of manifestations depending upon conditionality. So if you understand it, we are all manifestations of that divine. It's just that certain people, great sages, they have realized it to a higher extent than we have. And most of us can't even believe that I could be divinity personified for embodied. You don't even believe that. So not Tatas Lakshan. Tatas Lakshan. We never want to touch Swarup Lakshan, which is very sad. Very, very sad. And devotees, if you follow time, I'm trying to point out to all of us how very special we are, how very unique we are, what your potential is, what you could achieve. But if you don't want to believe it, then what can I say? What can I say? This was scriptures telling us who we are and what we are. It's a blueprint of our lives. So devotees, I just thought I'll mention that to you. And when things kind of late and things, this kind of thing to swallow, it kind of caught indigestion. So let me leave it there, reflect upon it, and if anybody needs further clarification, you could always feel free to check me out. Devotees, so this kheer was given to the three queens, and they said, in due course, they all became expectant mothers. Expectant mothers. And we see a different reflection about them. What couldn't happen all the time to the power of prayer, which is what I want to impact upon your mind. Sincere devotions, sincere sacrifice. And let me emphasize, devotions can be of three types. Bahya Bhakti, superficial. Ananya Bhakti, where you put your mind on nothing otherwise, you focus good. There's Ekant Bhakti, where there is one end, Ekant, one objective to reach that God. Majority of us devotees, Bahya Bhakti. Majority of us. Yeah. We come to long place of devotion, we can't take on nothing. Wait a minute, you go finish, boy, you have to eat and go home. I just come to show Arjun my face. I come to show him, all you can't tell me this will happen, And I want you to understand I can read plenty minds in case you doubt me. Yeah? That's why other people feel very uncomfortable around me right now. So you come to show Arjun, you come to devotion, see. Right? You come, make sure you dress up nice. Everybody watching how everybody else dress up. Then, what color clothes to wear. Dinesh, I believe you have on. Lucky is this Baba, do it not Baba. They nail you. They say, you can't wear blue clothes. I don't know why. So they pay attention to the kind of clothes you wear. Bahya Bhakti. So what color clothes, what this, what that, how to put the bay leaf, use bail or don't use bail, use rose or don't use rose because rose Africa, one set of foolishness. That is Bahya Bhakti. And that creates what we call the kavat. Plenty impression people creating. Plenty impression. And I can tell you, devotees, as I mentioned to you, next year's 50 years I'm doing years. 50 years. When I started and I start Kirtan Bhajan, Suno Meri Devi Padbat Basini, Shakti, no less than 15, 20 people catching power in the whole congregation. Power to bar, shake and Durga come on them. One Durga going so much in one time. Like a miracle, When this thing became a nuisance, I started to explain what nonsense was that. Foolishness. Right now, nobody get any Shakti in my ear. Only Shakti gone dead. You know what? The kavat impression. Shankaracharya one day for like catching power. What? In a Yak Bhagavad Vihar room, he say, look, Buddhi Beri. If you go on the show, Buddhi Beri and Buddhi Haran Nil. Well, Shakti gone one time. Yeah. He know how to deal with them. You're telling me about these things, devotees? Talk about the kavat. And I tell people, let me see you stay in your puja place and do puja and catch power home. You catch power only when you have people around you. That's not the kavat. Check with the passing of time, devotees. How many people right now in our society doing Hanuman Chalisa? $100 for Hanuman Chalisa to raise funds. People see nothing wrong with that. Something wrong with your head. I've always objected to doing bhajan mala, raising funds with bhajan mala. Bhajan means to seek God. Bhaj, to pray, seek. But maybe the paisa become your God. And we say, you know what? Devotion, we do plenty. Don't fool yourself, man. Don't fool yourself. And many of you may say, everybody doing it, this pundit like he mad. But let me tell you something. In Kali Yuga, the majority is not always right. As a matter of fact, the majority is always wrong. Believe what I'm telling you. Sometimes the lone voice in the wilderness is pulling you back. But maybe, faith will decide otherwise, pull in a different direction. But what I am saying, all I bar here, superficial. Where you going with that? And each person has to know why I'm saying this. Not to pass judgment on anybody, you know. But I want you to analyze why you're doing what you're doing. Is it Ananya Bhakti? Okay, I take my mind, I put it to my God. I want to get blessings, whatever. Or is it I do an Ekant Bhakti? That when I'm praying here, I want to one ultimate objective. Lord, I just want you. Ekant. You have to decide which one you're doing. I'm not the judge. Bhagwan is the judge. Yeah. So devotees, all this is house cleaning. House cleaning. And nobody could do it for you now. Me, I'm not coming in your house now. And you can't clean my house. I'm glad if you come, but you have to clean your own house. So devotees, all these points must be understood clearly. So let's wrap it up here. The three mothers became expectant mothers, you know, brilliant reflection and so on and so forth. And as Tulsidas wrote, the right time came for both our final duha.
लग्न ग्रह बार तिथि सकल भये अनुकूल हे रामा सकल भये अनुकूल चर अरु अचर हर्षयुत राम जन्म सुख मूल सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम.
Devotees, to put in simple terms, not to bore you with all these astrological details, all these settings were wonderful, perfect for the Lord to be, for him to manifest himself. The yog, the lagna, the day, the tithi, all these so-called astrological settings. It was in the month of March, April, Hindu calculation, what we normally call the Navratram time, the Navami day. Up to now we still do Ram Navami on that day, right? March, April, the Navratram, first Navratram to the year. Navami tithi, Madhumas, that is March month. Shukla Paksh, moonlight time. Abhijit, that is in Nakshatra, the constellation that existed. They say it no longer exists. Abhijit Nakshatra. Madhya Divas, midday time. Atishit Naghama. Neither too hot nor too cold. Peace, calm, peaceful. Pavan Ka Lok Vishrama. When everybody, even the birds, taken a rest. It was at that point in time. Breeze, Sheetal Mand, Surabhi Bahu. Harshit Sur Santan Manadahu. Devotees, breeze blowing cool, soft, gently. Everywhere, the atmosphere was singing. There was music in the atmosphere. Music, vibrations, that something good was about to happen. Something good was about to happen. The sages were overjoyed. They knew that the Lord was about to manifest. All good signs were there. And under such a circumstance, devotees, it is said, Sri Ram manifested himself. Goli Sri Raja Ramachandra ki.
Om Jai Swaha Mata Maya Jai Swaha Mata Tum Agni ki Shakti Tum Agni ki Shakti Tum Sachi Mata Om Jai Swaha